Hi guys, I'm going to talk about the trade between the GCC region and China. So the GCC region, which is also called the Gulf Cooperation Council, is a regional group of six oil-rich countries, including Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. So the GCC is actually an increasingly important node in the global economy, and its future depends heavily on how its trade and investment relations with each world region. So among all the trade relations between the GCC and other regions, the GCC China trade relation has grown substantially over the past few years and has largely substituted for the trade between the GCC and the United States and Europe. So, in this process, China is becoming the most important trading partner of the GCC, accounting for about 11% of its total foreign trade in 2012, and this trade is likely to continue in the future. So, by 2020, the largest share of GCC exports will go to China, at around $160 billion, with other emerging markets growing their share at the expense of the West and East Asia. And China will also dominate the import markets, providing about $135 billion of goods to the Gulf, nearly double in 2013. One of the most important trading goods between China and the GCC region is oil. The Gulf Cooperation Council is a region of extraordinary hydrocarbon resource wealth, so the six countries are also the home to four of the world's five largest oil fields. They are holding more than one-third of the world's proven crude oil reserves, significantly more than any other region, and 22% of the world's proven natural gas reserves as well. So these wealthy resources reserves allowed GCC countries to boost their economies by exporting their oil. And the GCC exports heavily concentrated on hydrocarbons and other related products. And in the last 10 years, the Gulf region has doubled its oil exports. And in this graph, we can clearly see that nearly 70% of the total exports to non-Japan Asia is oil. And on the other hand, because of the average two digits growing speed in GDP of China and the movement of more than a half of the vast population to cities, China's energy consumption is expected to grow very faster. In 2013, China sources 35% of its oil imports from the GCC countries, in particular Saudi Arabia. In February 2013, Saudi Arabia was supplying 1.39 million barrels a day to Chinese customers, which is an amount 39% higher than the previous year. Since 2002, Saudi Arabia, the largest oil importing country in the GCC region, has been China's top supplier of oil by supplying more than one-fifth of Beijing's crude imports, and China replaced the US as the kingdom's top export partner. This trade and the trade between the UAE and China has also increased fivefold to an estimated $15.6 billion in 2012 from $3.12 billion in 2002. And also, there are now 150,000 Chinese national residents in Dubai and more than 2,000 companies represented in the Emirate. But it's not just about oil. China has overtaken the US as the largest exporter to the GCC, with exports growing to $60 billion a year in the last decade. The Economist intelligence unit from IMF provides that by 2020, China will be the GCC's most important economic partner. And in this graph, we can see that the GCC countries are importing many kinds of goods from Asia, from non-Japan Asia, and they are jewelry, food, and machines, vehicles, and other stuff. So from the government perspective, China also actively seeks a solid partnership with the GCC countries to satisfy its energy security. In the early 2013, the Prime Minister Wen Jiabao of China visited Saudi Arabia to boost an agreement that allows Saudi to open up its huge oil resources to more Chinese investment. The trade between China and the GCC region will develop much faster if China concludes a free trade agreement with the GCC. 5 rounds of negotiations have been held since 2004. The agreement will not only make both the oil exports to China with a lower costs, but also reduce the expense of importing Chinese manufactured goods and industrial equipment. Just as the chairman of HSBC Middle East, David Alden says, there will be a remarkable increase in China-Arab trade continue over the next few years as Chinese economy overtakes the US as the world's largest economy, possibly as early as 2016. Thank you.